We just talked about this. How does things get tangled when they're just in a drawer? No one's playing with them, but yet there's a big knot. Like, how'd that happen?
The ghosts.
Tangle ghosts. That'd be a fucked up way to, like, spend your afterlife. Doing nothing cool, but knotting up wires. If you were dead and you were a ghost, what would you do?
Man, I would just be chilling in the most tropical area or the most, like, luxurious place on earth.
You wouldn't come see me?
Huh?
You wouldn't come see me?
I'd assume you go over there too.
No, I'm alive still. I'm living. You're dead.
That's not the question you asked. So this is what Shannon does. so everyone knows. She'll ask a question, but somehow in the middle of me answering the question, she'll answer or ask something totally changing the first question that she asked.
Just give me orgasms in my sleep. Like you be doing right now. Hi guys, this is an episode I'm excited to bring to you guys because we're talking about me, about a show that I did. And so if you guys haven't watched it, what the fuck have you been doing? Hey, it's your girl Shan Boody and I am your perfect date.
I feel like I can talk to you like all day.
I'm going on a social experiment to find out, can I make anybody fall in love with me? I'm talking about this guy.
Most of the women I talk to I can't deal with for even 5 minutes without alcohol anyway.
And this crazy ass guy.
This is weird.
It is weird, yeah.
You're starting to look like my mom.
You actually have a blade?
Yeah, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
There's lots to learn.
It sends an electrical current from the tip of your asshole.
Lots to laugh at. You bite your nails?
No, I was in a weird accident.
Come and check it out. I promise you won't regret it. Did you like that or no? I didn't like it either. Just come, it's fine.
It kind of would have blossomed into something, but it never did. And
I'm sorry. I'm not. When's the last time you were on a first date?
It's been a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That girl you took to that pizza place?
I don't know if that was the last time, but that was a time.
Yeah.
That was the time.
Jared went on a date with this girl and she ordered the most expensive thing on the menu, which is like a classic thing for a woman to do. I was on the phone with you on your way to this date.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I was in Toronto at the time. You didn't tell me you were going on a date, but you're like, I'm going to dinner with somebody. And then like a few days later, you told me that you were on a date. Yeah. But I called you because I was upset about something, and so you were talking me through it. And then you were like, okay, I'm going for dinner right now.
It was not fun.
Do you like first dates?
No, not at all.
Really?
I like getting to know somebody. Through social media, you don't know anybody. They show what they choose to show you.
What are 3 things a girl could do to kill it on the first date with you?
Kill it? Like,
yeah, in a good way.
I like a tease. Hold a conversation where I feel like I learned something from. And then the third thing would be lots of eye contact. I always find that very mysterious and confident when a woman can just look somebody in the eyes for a long time. But that's the 3 things that you always got to take care of.
What does be a tease mean?
It's just like having a seductive quality. You know what I'm saying? There's a way that women can move, a woman can talk or reach over. You know what I'm saying? There's a seductive mannerism that they can have. So you just did this 10 date thing. How'd you like it?
I don't know. It was like, obviously for me, because I had an objective in mind, it was different. I feel like if I was going there authentically, being on these dates without just letting it be with the flow, I wouldn't be so nervous. And so I felt that I was really nervous before. And then depending on how the previous date went, because we shot them in blocks of 3. So we would do 3 dates a day and we would have like a 1-hour buffer in between. That's a lot of energy to keep up all day. And by the end of it, I was like so emotionally exhausted. But I had a good time. Like I like first dates, to be honest with you. I like connecting with people. I wasn't worried about it being awkward because I'm not awkward. And every single person has something interesting or something new to learn. Even if it isn't your cup of tea, you can at least sit there and hold a conversation and walk away like, oh, I learned something. So it was great from that perspective. There wasn't anybody, who caught, other than that one person, which I don't really know. There was an Asian dude, guys, I went on a date with, and I've never in my life dated an Asian dude. Have you?
An Asian dude?
Woman.
An Asian woman. I've never dated one, but I've had a thing with, like a fling thingy.
Yeah.
It was just like
a fling thing. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
like a little summer
like a little
thing.
fling summer thing. But surprisingly, like he and I connected really, really well. And he was just like smart. And again, the same things you said, like asked questions, was intuitive, taught me things. And I was like really, I don't know if I liked him because I liked him or just because I was so surprised that he was even showing me any kind of attention.
That's good.
Yeah.
You didn't have no makeup. You didn't have your hair. You didn't get to wear like, you know what I mean, the thighs. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have any like sparkles. You know what I'm saying? So did you feel handicapped in certain situations?
Yeah, for sure. Like I wasn't accustomed to people looking through me. Like when I would first meet them, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" Like they'd kind of like their eye line would like wander right away.
Yeah.
And that like would make my confidence sink a bit. But then I was noting that if that happened when I was done up, I would manifest that or I would understand that as being intimidated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just perception.
Yeah.
Maybe that person just saw something cool over there, but immediately because I'm not done up, I'm like, "Oh my God, he doesn't like me."
I remember they put you like, they tied both hands behind your back.
Yeah.
And made you hop in there with no foot. Like just.
Because I just look like a corny girl.
What does that even mean?
What? They
Put two
both
hands on
behind
your back and made you hop in there with no foot.
Maybe you have your ambulatory.
Yeah. Anyways, in my mind, where I would go with it would be like, oh man, I could just have a conversation with her, like, hey, why don't you put your hair down and why don't you wear your curly hair? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
You
could
could help
tell
her
that
out.
you're still, you know what I'm saying? You're still a good-looking girl, like even though your hair's tied back and you had no makeup on.
Yeah.
It would just be a conversation. Obviously, it would be interesting, but you know what I'm saying? Your personality is big. So that's a big part of your attractiveness is your personality and your openness. Sometimes it gets on my nerves. Sometimes it's
Really?
great.
But you never get on my nerves, though.
That's a lie.
No, you don't. When do you ever get on my nerves? Actually, that's
That's
not
a
true.
lie.
Actually, that's not true. Because sometimes when I'm working, you be chatting a lot.
That's a lie.
A big part of the negotiation that we even had prior to the show was giving each other the space to do that and to connect with other people. Was this a test at all of that for you? Did you feel bothered in the least?
No, not with this show. Not with this show. I you know what it was, because this show wasn't. It was before the show. I had already went through certain things. So before the show, like this was mild case compared to what we already went through, and I knew that anybody that they would book for this show or they would find for this show wouldn't be able to compare.
It's like the likelihood of them randomly finding a person.
Yeah.
I think it's what's important also to note about open relationships is that people perceive it like every day Jared's going out and meeting someone new, or every day I'm going out and connecting with someone new. We all know how hard it is to genuinely come across somebody who strikes us. It could happen once every 10 years, and as you get older, it happens less and less. Like when you're in high school, I find once a month you're finding someone to have a crush on. The older you get, the more spaced out that time becomes. So thank you to you for making that experience so effortless for me and for allowing me to focus on my work. And on top of that, it was really rejuvenating to come home to someone I loved every night. Because if you guys watch the series, some of these dates, were very trying. I came home crying a couple times just because they were emotionally exhausting, or because they put me on dates with people who were against my morals. And I had to sit there and remain true to the experiment, because it wasn't about me connecting with someone, but me teaching you guys how to connect with that kind of person. So it was bigger than my personal likes or taste. So I had to find a way to be authentic while sitting across from somebody who was saying shit that was, immoral to me. So that was a challenge in that regard. But to come home to somebody who didn't make it about themselves, who gave me the space to be cranky, and who was loving and supportive all throughout that, especially given the subject matter, meant a lot to me. Thank you. What dating tips would you give to men?
For men that are going out on first dates, you should just definitely be yourself. Don't go above your price range, and also provide value.
Being more than just someone you can sit and have a good time with. Securing a second date is about saying to this person, like, yo, I'm worth another 3 hours of your time. So I'm glad you said that.
Exactly.
You made this complaint about my people, and it's so true. No one who texts me texts in one text. They all separate it into like 7 separate texts.
What is that? Use it like a voicemail, not an AIM, not a BlackBerry Messenger. Call me if you want to have a chat.
You hate callers, don't you?
No, I'd rather you call.
I'm the same way, actually.
I'd rather you call, because then I'd rather you call, because then I can answer. We can get it out the way. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Pop.
None of the small talk.
None of the small talk.
Small talk's
Give
for
me the
small
date.
minds.
Give me the date, the time, the place, and who to bring.
See, loving Jared's pretty simple, guys. He doesn't know this, but he drops hints all the time. If you guys watch these videos, you could steal my man that easily.
What?
I think so. Okay, let's do this. Let's give a guide on how to date each other.
She's all in here. So everything that she wants is all in here. So you gotta hit her with some words, some knowledge, and some wisdom. If you can do those things, then you can get that second date with Shannon. Also, you gotta get your gear fit right. You know what I'm saying? You can't be going over there looking bum. You gotta make sure you're pressed, you're clean, you're nice, and everything. You need to be able to put her in her place without provoking her ego. If you could do that successfully, you're in for the long haul, I promise you.
That's good. Okay, my turn. Guide to dating Jared. Number 1, compliments, and not short compliments. Thoughtful, long compliments. Like, make real observations about this man and what he's bringing to the table or how he looks. Secondly, he likes a woman who knows how to cook, and that is something that I don't know if he knew that he wanted before. So if you could drop that somehow, or like talk about your recipes somewhere, like that will get you in the door. Being intelligent is definitely a big one. He is somebody who also loves to examine the world. And so you can talk to him about music or about his interests and he'll be with you. But if you can also just talk about the world, how things work, how people think, or why you think certain things are. And the last tip I would give to dating Jared when it comes to sexuality, I don't mean necessarily like full on like sexuality, but even just like sexual innuendos or sexual play, let him do the heavy lifting, but you are secretly the one like pulling the strings. If you guys want more dating tips, so my show not only is a social experiment that I did and filled with a lot of random moments as I date these 10 random people, it is meant to also be a tutorial for you guys on how to successfully do dating. If you're somebody who hates first dates or doesn't know how to connect with somebody, or perhaps you like someone a lot but have zero idea how to get the interest going, you can go and watch this series, and there's all kinds of pop-ups and tips all along the way. I think you guys will really enjoy it, and if you've watched it already, in the comment section below, please let me know what your favorite date and your favorite dating tip was. That's all.
So we can get to business soon. Don't you worry, girl. I don't think they notice us. And this is your party, so you can open up. And nah, I ain't styling, I just ain't made enough. But I like that you smiling, cause I ain't seen it much.
My name is Shan Boody, and I have over 10 years of experience as a sex and relationship educator. Through my work, I've helped hundreds of people with their sex lives, and I've found that we focus way too much on the surface and not enough on true intimacy. But what if we did it in reverse? Could we be anyone's perfect date by focusing on the psychology of seduction rather than makeup and perfect clothes? To find out, I decided to go on 10 first dates armed with only my brain. Every single date is taking place at the same coffee shop, at the same table, no sexy clothes, no fancy makeup, every single time. Now, each of my subjects thinks it's a blind date, but I'm gonna use his social media to teach you guys how to get the upper hand. My hypothesis, 90% will say yes to a second date, and 70% will say it's an ideal match, even if I'm not their type. My entire career has led up to this point. Let's put my knowledge to the test and show you how to be the perfect date.